Happy Monday, everybody. Today I just finished up going to the post office. I'm kind of laughing because I wish I had just set my GoPro camera outside to look at the expressions on people's faces when they get up there and you see how long these lines are. Everybody that I stood in line behind and watched come in the door, it was pretty much, they were either mad or they were mad. But I mean, there's only 3 terminals there for checking people out, and that's pretty much all they can handle right now. They're doing it pretty fast. Most of the time, 99% of the time, they're getting you in, getting you out. There's an occasional one person that was, of course, there when I was in there, standing, chit-chatting with the postal worker about everything under the sun, you know, with 50 people behind you, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, so I would have loved to have a camera to take just to show everybody. And I'm sure it's happening all around the country too, because there's a lot of issues right now with USPS getting stuff delivered. I've got like 2 or 3 items on Mercari that actually said they're delayed, and there's been a lot of people in the groups on Facebook talking about how they're having issues with Mercari with delays, and they're worried about getting negative reviews and stuff. You know, as a buyer and a seller, I think if you're buying on Mercari and you're selling on Mercari or any of these other platforms I saw on, sometimes you got to realize that, you know, it's out of your hands, it's out of their hands. You have to basically just hang in there. It's the holidays, it's close, it's getting closer. There's going to be a huge delay. So don't knock a person and give them a negative feedback or knock them down, you know, one notch because of delivery. That's out of their hands. Once it gets out of your hands into the post office or any of the other companies that deliver, you know, it's hard for you to be knocked on that when it's not in your hands. So sometimes just, you know, step back for a second and think about that. Luckily, I've never had anything like that happen, but I've seen a lot of people have it happen in the groups, and good people too, who have been doing it for a long time, and they're just, you know, they're kind of upset about it and everything. And you know, it's a negative is not the end of the world, but when you're selling and you rely on positives to help you build your business, something simple like that could really mess you up. And you know, I'm sure there's a lot of bad people who just want to give a negative because they're so mad. Hey, you know, I didn't get it in time, blah blah blah. But you also got to think, like I said, there's so much going on now that we've been in this pandemic for a while. Everything, I'm sure now, is, you know, going from brick and mortar to a huge amount of online sales. So of course all that stuff is going to be, you know, bought and delivered through the services such as UPS, FedEx, USPS. So you just gotta, you know, hang in there. There's gonna be delays. It's just the nature of the beast at this time of year, and then throw the pandemic on top of it. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people that listen to this, you know, probably think the same thing, but there are people out there that just don't care, and they just want to kind of wreck someone's life because they were thoughtless and not thinking about, you know, what the consequences are of giving somebody a negative review because their stuff didn't arrive on time. But you know, it happens. And I know they're trying to fight it. Apparently Mercari, a lot of people are trying to they've been emailing and saying, hey, can you try to, you know, take this off, this negative strike, or this, you know, they go by a star system on there, but you know, can I get my stars back, or can I get you know, a positive rating? It's unfair that I'm getting a negative rating because of that situation. But you know, we're gonna see what everybody's in this together. This is all brand new for everybody with the pandemic. So Christmas has been around forever. You know that's coming. You know December 25th is coming. You know everybody's buying packages. Things are gonna be, they're gonna tighten up. It's gonna be a lot of delays, and people are just, you know, a lot of them have a hard time realizing that, hey, with everything thrown on top, there's gonna be a lot of delays. But I mean, I'm trying not to drive this home and just keep, you know, going on about it, but you know, as if I reach some people who actually have had that issue, and this, you know, makes them sit and think, well, yeah, maybe you're right about that. You know, I shouldn't have been so bad to the customer or the business because of that. People in businesses are working hard. They're trying to get the product out there for everybody. People at the mail service are working hard. They're trying to get their stuff out to everybody. So it's just everybody's trying to work together and make it easier on everybody else. But it's going to be delays. So anyway, I'm at the Goodwill store now, so enough of that rant. I'm going to go in there and we're going to see what we can get into. All right, I'm back. I did manage to pick up two things. The first thing I picked up was this Bike Week Daytona Beach 2013 shirt. These type of shirts sell on Mercari, so I'll probably get like 15 out of that. And then there's another one here. It's another Daytona Beach 2008 Bike Week, and this one has the eagle on the back. So I don't know if I'm gonna lot them up. I might lot them up together for 25, or I might just sell them each for 15. I might try to lot them up, and then I can make, you know, I don't know. We'll see. I haven't decided, so I'll figure it out. I'll go home and look at some of the comps on them. But yeah, they're only $3, so like I said, I'll easily make $10 off of them, each one of them. But that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Tuesday, everybody. I'm getting out a little bit late today. Normally I go midday to the thrift stores, but I'm gonna hit up this thrift store real fast. I've only got maybe about 10-15 minutes, so it's one of the thrift stores I don't usually go to but once a month, and on Tuesdays they have clothing deals. So let's go ahead and get in there and see what we can get into. All finished up in there. I did pick up a few things. The first thing I got was this Harley Battlefield Gettysburg, PA shirt. I'm probably going to try to put that on for like 15 or 20 bucks. That, I also got a Emerald Coast Heritage Cycles Harley Davidson. That's from 2011. And I grabbed these LeBron Gumbos. They're size 12. Now, they will need a little bit of cleaning. So I'm definitely going to need some cleaning up. But I comped the prices on them, and the prices on them are kind of ridiculous. I mean, even the pre-owned shoes were $75. But for those two things and that, it only came to $6. And then the other thing that I picked up, I did stop at Goodwill, and the only thing I found, this was $2.99. This is a Starbucks mug. Well, it's a what's it called? Kind of like a thermos mug. But I'll clean that up. I should be able to get $15 off of this. But that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Today I'm going to go down to the usual Goodwill store. I've got a little bit of time. I'm going to look around in there. Yesterday I was looking at a couple of the holiday sweaters, the ugly Christmas sweaters. There was one brand in there. It actually sells for good money, but they wanted $15 for it, and I was like, I don't know about that. So I'm gonna keep looking around, because if I bought it for 15, I probably would have made like 10 bucks off of it, which isn't too bad. But my only gripe with that was, like, on the arm cuff they had some like little, like, dangly Christmas type ornaments hanging down. It was pretty ugly, but and it was vintage, but it was actually just hanging on by a thread. So I don't know if I want to buy that thing, because, you know, it could just drop off as soon as I bring it home and try to sell it, and then the value of it would decrease. But other than that, you know, like I said, I'm gonna go in there and take a look at some of these ugly Christmas sweaters, because that's the one thing I haven't looked at. I mean, I did a bolo about it, but I haven't looked at it lately because there's been so many other things I've been checking out in the store. But let's go in there and see what we can get into. Just finished up in there. I found two things in there today. One of them is pretty cool. The first one that I thought was really cool was this vintage Boondock Saints shirt. It's from the 90s, and it's a size medium, and it is a little faded, but The last one that I comped on eBay while I was in there, that was a medium, sold for $35. So I'm hoping to get probably like 25, 30 out of this. It is vintage, and you know vintage sells when it comes to different types of shirts. So I'm gonna throw that on eBay and see what we can get for that. And then the second thing I got was, and always keep an eye out for these too. These are kind of bolos too. These Transformers, but they're not the, you know, the original Transformers. Obviously, those are the ones that are worth a lot of money. But these have like, I think they're called like rescue bots or something. But I've sold one of these before for like 10 or 15 bucks. But there's a bag full of them in here, and it might be a combination of like different Transformers, other than the rescue bots or whatever they're called. I don't remember what the newer ones are called. But this was only $3.99, so I couldn't leave without getting that, because I know at least one of these in this bag will sell for 10 to 15 bucks. So I'm hoping that I can maybe lot up a few of them and sell them, or just try to sell them all together and maybe make you know, $20 profit off of them. But there wasn't really anything else in there today. That ugly sweater, I was looking at the Christmas ugly sweaters. They had a bunch of Tierra International sweaters, which are, you know, they comp for like $4 or $5, so they're really not worth it. They did actually have some Fenton little animals in there under the glass counter up front, which they were in like excellent condition. But the problem was they wanted $25, $30 for them. I was like, nah. I mean, if those were like $2.50, $3, I'd definitely grab them up real fast. But as they were like right off the shelf from the store quality. And that was like the only thing I saw in there. I saw a couple backpacks and I comped them, but they weren't worth anything. Really didn't have anything in the clothing section. They had a board game called Sorry Not Sorry, still in the package. They wanted $2.99 for it. I looked it up. I couldn't see any comps at all for it. There's, you know, 1,000 Sorry games in there, but not Sorry Not Sorry. But it was listed, like I looked at the back, the copyright was 2018. And that was pretty much it that was in there today. So not too much, but I did score that vintage t-shirt, so hopefully that'll sell. But sorry, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I'm heading over to this yard sale where they always put the bins out that are $1/4 each. It's a cold one out this morning, so let's go ahead and get in there and see what we can get into. So today was one of my best hauls in a long time at this place. Let me show you what I got. The first thing I got, and I'll tell you what it all came to at the end. The first thing I got when I walked in there was this Sony Walkman that was sitting on the table. So there's a big market for Sony Walkmans too, old vintage Sony Walkmans. But after I got past the table that was on, in the back part, they usually have some interesting items, but today they had some great items. I've got a ton of Dungeons and Dragons manuals, modules, all kinds of stuff. Let me just pull a couple of them out real fast to show you. There's that one. So there's what, 5 or 6 right there, and then here's another stack. So you got the Player's Handbook, Dungeon Master's Guide. Now these are the old ones. These are the advanced Dungeons and Dragons, like when I was a kid growing up. This is the stuff. So, but those and a bunch more. There's a ton of them. So I think there's Oriental Adventures in here too, which is pretty rare. So anyway, all that came to $4. That was it. I didn't think I brought it because I only brought 10 with me today. And I looked and I was like, oh man, this is going to be, I mean, I just started stacking them up. I was like, this is probably going to come over. I'm probably going to have to come back, set some aside, come back with more money. But he said, oh, okay, $4. I was like, wow. So everything in here was $4, including the Walkman. But I haven't comped any of these. So hopefully they go for some good money too. But I know pretty much every manual in here goes for at least 20 on eBay, at least 20. So I'm not going to lot them up. I'm going to sell them separate. So I'm looking probably to make about $500 on them easily. But anyway, that's all for today. It was a good one. We'll see you later. This week I'm going to go over some items that sold on Mercari and eBay. The first item up, I paid $1.99 for at a thrift store a couple weeks back. And it's the Bob Sweet Pet Hair Plus Robotic Vacuum Cleaner Remote Control. That's a lot to say. But anyway, like I said, I paid $1.99 for it, and I had it listed for a little while, and it sold for $20. So I probably made about $16 off of it. I sold this men's extra large long sleeve Brixton, I don't know how it's pronounced, shirt. I believe I picked it up for $3.99 or $4.99 at Goodwill a week or two back. And I had it listed and ended up selling for $24.90. So I probably made about $17 or $18 off of this one. So keep your eye out for this brand. I bought this Hallmark light and motion ornament, Baby's First Christmas, at a thrift store a couple weeks back for, I believe it was $3.99 or $4.99. I ended up selling for $15.50 and made probably $10 profit off of it. This is one of those items I've had sitting in my closet for many years. I picked it up at a Target years ago, probably for 30, maybe 40 bucks. I can't remember. It's been so long. But this is Getter One Vinyl Super Robot, and it's based on the Getter One anime. I sold it for $130, so like I said, this was all pure profit. So a little while back, I had picked up these Little People bags, probably for $2.99 each. And I think he bought either 2 or 3 bags, and they were packed, jam-packed. And let's say they were $10. I think, like I said, I think I bought 3 packs of them. But always keep your eye out for these, especially if you can get them in big packs for $3, $4, $5. I lotted them up, and I sold them on eBay for 50 bucks. So I probably made about a $39, $40 profit off of it. Here was that lot of Star Wars Action Fleet toys that I picked up last weekend, real cheap. I think it was $3 or $4 total for everything. I can't remember. It might have even been $7, but it wasn't expensive at all. It might have been $7, but there was a lot more involved than just these. But I put it on eBay and sold it for $26.49. I probably made about $22 profit off of it. I sold these 2 Dungeons & Dragons guides for $20. These are not the lot that I got the other day at the beginning of the video. These I actually bought at Goodwill for $3.99 each. So I probably made $10 profit on them. I had them listed, and then the listing ran out and it never relisted. So I went back through checking all my items to make sure that they relisted. And unfortunately this one didn't, but once I did relist it, it sold. I still have a lot of these that I just started listing from that lot, so hopefully in the upcoming episodes you'll see the profit I made off of them. So keep your eyes out for any type of Dungeons & Dragons vintage stuff. On Mercari this week I sold this 3 VHS lot, Double Dragon, The Last Unicorn, and Ricky Tikki Tavi. I had it listed for a while, completely forgot about it, and it sold for $16. I believe I only paid 50 cents for each one of these, so let's just say I made $12 profit. Persistence paid off with this item. The very first week I started selling a year and a half ago, I bought this item at a thrift store for 10 bucks. I had it listed on Mercari, and it sat and sat and sat until this past week. When I first listed it, I listed it at $63. Like I said, it sold for $50. I made the $38 profit off of it. But it just goes to show that even if you list something, it might not sell in an hour. It might not sell in a day, a week, a month, could be a year. It just takes the right person to come along and like your item and end up buying it. Here's that Child's Vineyard Vines jacket that I bought for, I believe it was $4.99 or $5.99. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but it's somewhere around there. Anyway, it sold for $20. So I probably made it at least a $10 profit off of this. I had it listed. I actually just listed it about 3 days ago, and it sold pretty quick. So I'm happy with this sale. So always keep your eye out for any type of Vineyard Vines stuff. And last but not least, I made a sale on Depop this past week. It was for a Tales from the Crypt VHS tape that I paid 50 cents for and sold for 10 bucks. For me, Depop is month to month on sales. I hardly have any type of sales on there. I list a lot on there, but it doesn't seem like there's as much traffic on Depop as the other platforms. But it's still good to cross-platform all your merchandise. And like I said, this sold on there, which kind of shocked me because I never really sell that much on there. Mostly sell VHS tapes on there, but at any rate, though, that's, you know, a $9 profit. So, well, it's been a fun week of selling and buying. I think my favorite thing I found this week was those Dungeons and Dragons modules and manuals, and for $4 you couldn't beat that price at all. Those definitely, most of them were listed. Some of them I kept just because when I was a kid I didn't have a few of these manuals and always wanted them. So, you know, it's pretty nostalgic seeing these and finding them in the wild. But there was some other cool stuff I found this week too. But with that being said, we're only about a week and a half away from the end of the year. We're finally getting out of 2020. Hooray, hooray, right? And I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. And if you like, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.